Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Good, good. Well, thank you so much for your patience this morning. It is much appreciated. It is with great honor and privilege, and I'm very humbled to be here. My name is Lisa Lou Arendse, and yes, I carry the same surname as Fred Arendse. I don't know if he had asked me to be the program director because we have the same surname and we're family, so he gets the family discount. But I know that inflation has been tough, so I thought, okay, let me help my father, So yes, brief description about me. I have my own businesses. I have a holding company. I have been very well mentored and trained throughout my life from birth until now. I am 26 years old, and I am very proud of the work that I do, not just within the mining sector, but within women in law, women in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, corporate governance, and so forth. So I'm very excited to, at the end of our program, when we are connecting and networking at the end of the program, to meet you and to also get to know a lot of you a lot better. And I must say, the ratio of women to men in this room is going to change. Yes, I see the ladies are like looking. Yes. All right. If you don't find me funny, my apologies. I am going to Trevor Noah tonight, so then hopefully he'll give me a few tips and notes, etc. So yes, thank you so much to the JSC as well for making my life a lot easier by having a safety video, so I did not have to do that. Yes, so as we begin, I would really love to welcome someone that I know very, very well for a very long time, Mr. Khabo Mwabelo, to do the welcoming. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome, everyone. I'm Khabo Mwabelo. I happen to be the chairperson of SSA Group, and for my sins, I've been asked to open this session. Personally, after having served as a member of the Mining Council, it was obvious that the voice of the junior miners was lacking. So this is really a very, very important day for junior miners. And we hope that next year, you saw the founders of this council, we hope that next year when we do our annual general meeting, the numbers would be 4 times what they are today. Because the aim really is to give junior miners a voice, a solid voice, to see how we can support each other, to see how we can be able to open doors such as funding, and I don't want to go into the paper. I think Fred will explain that. And what is important is that we should see this, it's not an SSC entity. It's an industry entity. SSC, through the leadership of Fred, advocate Mukwena Thabo, they saw the need. Thabo was the DG of the DMRE, so they saw the need of junior miners to be represented as one voice. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we just clap hands and thank them for the initiative? Because I think it's key. When they speak, obviously they will explain to us more what the council is all about. And I would like to ask you and plead with you to please go out there and spread the word and advocate for more companies to join. Because the only way that this council will survive is when we have more numbers joining, when we can be able to, as one voice, engage bodies out there like the BBC, the DMRE, and the funders. So please advocate for us so that we can have more numbers joining, so that we can be a truly big voice representing the junior miners. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to make a big speech. It's so informal. We should be out of here by at least 10. And once again, I say welcome. Let's grow this council. Let's grow this entity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You mentioned very important growing and growth with Siyakhula Zonke, Empowerment Corporation. Together we grow. I always used to say, growing up, I don't work for my father, but with my father. And I'll come to that with the significance of with as compared to for. May I please just request if the JSE is here? Hi, how are you? All right, great. So then I would really love, please make your way to the stage and grace us with your presence.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for being here. All right, thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a privilege to have all of you here today. Apologies for the very informal look. I was actually at another conference this morning. But as I said, it's a real privilege to have all of you here this morning. I mean, us at the JSC are very passionate about growing the junior mining sector, specifically with some of the initiatives that we're running recently, such as flow-through shares, which obviously helps create a tax incentive for investors to get into junior mining, and also what we're doing with JSC private placements to help capital formation in unlisted markets. I mean, Fred can tell you a bit more about his experience recently with what we've done. But again, thank you all for coming. I hope you really enjoy this morning, really enjoy the event, and look forward to networking with all of you. Thank you. Sorry, just an intro to myself. I run sales and business development for JSC Private Placement. My name is Prishen Govender, and yeah, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Cheers.
All right, thank you very much for that. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to please welcome Mr. Fred Arendse onto the stage, as the founding president of the Junior Mining Council. Thank you.
I've got an iPad, guys. You know, when I spoke to my daughter about an address, and I normally speak without a piece of paper and iPad, but I thought the speech has been in the making for many years, and I thought I need to put it in writing to share with you this morning. I want to also extend a very warm feeling, you know, for you guys that find time this morning to be here. We really believe this is a start of something significant for our South African mining industry, our continent, and ultimately the world. So thank you very much for the JC. We're looking forward to our partnership with you guys. We've been very encouraged what we've seen thus far, and we hope to extend that to the incoming members and make a difference. Just in terms of full disclaimer, I mean, you guys have probably heard this morning that the president of Zimbabwe has appointed his son and his nephew in his cabinet. You've heard that? It was even on CNN. I heard it there. So that is my daughter, and I'm not the president of Zimbabwe. It is just to save cost. You know, so there's no nepotism. So please. I don't want to be accused of the unfortunate founding president that started his tenure as, as the president of Zimbabwe, with all due respect. So, but guys, thanks, and ladies, thanks very much. I also want to extend a special welcome and thank you to our Deputy President, Mr. Greg Mofokeng of the Black Business Council, who's also, partnering with us on this journey. We really, really appreciate his presence. And I will allow him a few, minutes after my address, just to introduce himself to all of us. I will try my best, and I would like all of us just to bear with us. I've prepared the speech, and I'm going to read the speech, but I'm going to do it in a manner, not what I was exposed on Friday at the NetLeg Summit. So I won't do that to you. I am not the deputy president or the acting president of the republic, so I will try my best. But if I'm not inspirational, please, you're welcome to send an email to the info email and complain there. There is a council, a sub-council that will deal with your complaints. But good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great honor and modest pride that I welcome all of you, including those that are live streaming from various parts of our country, to this launch of the Junior Mining Council. Really thank you for joining us this morning on this momentous occasion as we formally inaugurate this Junior Mining Council. It's indeed an honor and privilege to stand before you as the founding president of this council, and I'm filled with enthusiasm and hope for the journey in the wind of the many challenges facing South Africa and global mining. Our world constantly evolves, and with such rapid transformation and advancement comes increasing demand for our raw materials and resources that form the fundamental foundation of our modern society. It's therefore no secret that the mining sector plays a pivotal role in meeting these continuous demands, and the junior mining sector has a crucial and unique role to play. When asked by the media why I felt the need to launch the Junior Mining Council when there is already a mineral council in South Africa, my response was, the objective of the JMC, the Junior Mining Council, will not to replace or compete with any organization such as the Mineral Council, but rather to collaborate, partner, complement, and respond to the unique challenges and needs of the junior mining sector. I further elaborate to the media that the Junior Mining Council will have a focused approach to these unique needs and to its members, which is an extreme diverse group ranging from artisanal miners to small mining companies, natural brick fields, stone quarries, mine suppliers, explorers, miners, and contractors, and so forth. The importance is that these companies are largely unrepresented, if not represented at all, to which they are without an appropriate voice to be heard, nor to support and grow sustainably. We are therefore looking forward to partner and collaborate with esteemed institutions such as the JSE, the Black Business Council, the Professional Progressive Forum, the Mineral Council, and others. I've been part of the mining industry my whole life. Those that don't know, I'm from the Western Cape. I was recruited by JCI almost 3 decades ago. And you can imagine when I end up in Woodbank working for Tavistock Collieries in the coal mines and see all those black mine dumps, I said, oh, Father, help me, I want to go back to Cape Town. And when I went underground, and I want to share this because I want you to go back and say, yes, that Fred Arons is the most stupid guy I have met. My first underground trip in the coal mines, and please, it's a true story because I want you to understand the depth of my stupidity. I went underground. I used to wear a suit. Now, you don't wear suits on the mine, right? But I was from Cape Town, what do I know? I went underground with a suit and my overall over my suit. True story. So when I addressed students not long ago, they said, Meneer, I said, yeah, that was my introduction to the mining industry. I went underground with a full suit with my overall, full. Now you can imagine. I wish I had a cell phone there to take a selfie or something to prove, but that's a true story. As I said, I've been part of the mining industry my whole life, and I'm acutely aware of the challenges facing the junior mining industry to my own group of companies, the SSC Group, which is part of the junior mining sector. We therefore have a vested interest in the industry welfare and its future. To be honest with you, it's a vision which has been with me for quite some time, and now that I, along with my team at SSC Group, have the means to do something about it, we are putting a lot of energy and resources in making it a reality. I want to say that, yes, we haven't, today's the formal launch of the JMC. So everything that we've spent was out of our own pockets. And, but we did it without frowning upon it. because we believe it's the right thing to do. Because we as my chair mentioned earlier, it's a need. This industry needs change. The industry needs less complaints. It needs action. It's therefore easy to complain and criticize and point out all of what's wrong, but very difficult to have the courage and determination to make something happen and to affect positive change in the wake of incredible adversity in the sector. We chose to take the difficult path to affect change and are prepared to be criticized, insulted, and told to give up due to immense obstacles. But, as I say this with great conviction, we do not stand down to any adversity or challenge that appears before us. Therefore, the dream, this vision for a sustainable sunrise junior mining sector will be a reality. Our main objective through the JMC is to address the issues and obstructions that the junior mining sector encounter and to ensure that these companies can mature and grow for the benefit of the mining industry of South Africa and the world. The JMC will strive to bring affected and interested parties together in working as one for common good of the junior mining sector and industry as a whole by uniting all involved, that is labor, communities as well. And we are pleased that on our board we have Mr. Jimmy Gama, who is a seasonal labor expert, and unionist for many decades, to sitting on our board as a non-exec, because we want this council to be as inclusive as possible. So it's therefore very important that we rally for a common purpose and vision for the sector and to develop and drive relevant programs of action that position the junior mining sector at the center of economic growth and participation in South Africa, our continent, and the world. Although the JMC is my brainchild, it cannot be what it needs to be with myself and my team alone. But this morning I call upon all of you, those present and online, to come along with us on this very important journey. Although I've been supported by a very committed and able team for the jumpstart of this journey that's in front of us, the greater the team, the further we will propel and make rapid positive change, just as rapid as the mining industry. With you collectively, we can catapult the JMC and develop it into an impactful institution. I therefore call on all of you to carry this message forward and help us to include every member of the junior mining sector. Today, we embark on a path of collaboration, innovation, and responsible resource development. The JMC's mission and objective are very clear: to foster growth and sustainability in the junior mining sector, while upholding the highest ethical, social, corporate governance, safety, and environmental standards. These objectives are to attract and facilitate investment funding for members of the JMC, lobby and improve communication with the media, communities, organized labor, government, and all stakeholders, collaborate with government, not to fight with them, collaborate with government, relevant departments, SOEs, and other professional bodies to advance the junior mining sector in South Africa. Enhance and leverage on the available skills and resources in order to build relevant advocacy capabilities. Provide a platform to grow skills and relevant competencies. Safety and health, the well-being of our people in the industry is paramount. We will prioritize safety and health standards, ensuring that every individual working in our sector return home safely to their loved ones. Build a platform to enhance ESG compliance for all members. Provide a platform to enrich and action key policy debates. Create capacity and capability relevant to the junior mining sector. Establish functional subcommittees. Help desk hotlines to perform specific functions and to address the needs of the wider membership corps as they manifest themselves. Build a junior mining industry by the mining industry for the junior mining industry. There's a saying that says, nothing for us without us. Our purpose, therefore, is to represent the interests of the junior mining industry in South Africa and abroad through the following. 1, uniting all emerging and junior miners, relevant suppliers, contractors behind a common purpose and vision of the sector. Develop and drive relevant programs of action that position the junior mining sector as a key center of economic growth and participation in our country, continent, and abroad, guided by our founding values of integrity, inclusivity, innovation, collaboration, and ethics. To strengthen our support structure, the JMC aims to establish subcommittees, ad hoc and permanent, on issues of education and training, technical safety, ESG, and finance. One of our priorities of the JMC will to establish a dedicated junior mining early stage development fund for the unique needs of our members, thus bringing our entrepreneurial spirit in us. Prasan, you want me to repeat that? We don't have a fund in this big junior mining sector. There's no fund. Everybody complains about access to money. So we're saying let's do something about it. So that is what we're going to do. We're busy with that already. So that is some of the stuff that will keep us busy. As we set sail on this exciting journey, we are confident that our collective efforts to make a significant impact, not only on the junior mining sector, but on the world at large. We are entrusted with the stewardship of this planet's precious resources, and with that trust comes great responsibility. Let us therefore embrace that responsibility with vigor, integrity, and a deep sense of commitment to leaving a positive legacy for future generations. Together we can build a brighter and more sustainable future through responsible mining and exploration practices. Our vision is for the Junior Mining Council to develop and grow into a reputable and respected institution that will stand as a beacon on the global stage in terms of junior mining representation and support. Let us begin this journey of collaboration, innovation, sustainability together. I thank you. I would like, before I take my seat, just ask our Deputy President of the Black Business Council, Greg Mofokeng, to make a remark. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fred. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are asked to come and give a message of support. Now, when you ask the Black Business Council to give a message of support, we do that and say something extra, Fred, to take home. So, colleagues, let me first and foremost recognize the founding leaders of the Junior Mining Council, Fred Arendse, as the president, Martin Shamas, Kwena, Advocate Thabo Mokoena, as well as Muhlompeji Mikama. Let me recognize you, gentlemen, for the initiative that you have taken. And I think just right there, Fred, as the program director has already noted, we need women in the structure of JMC. It can't be an all-boys club. We need women. They are here. Boom, Meba Day. So ladies will welcome CVs immediately after this so that you can be included in the leadership of the JMC. The JMC can't claim to be a truly representative structure if we do not have women in the leadership of the JMC. So ladies, raise your hands so that you can be included. Men in JMC must not be found guilty of this perennial statement of saying we don't know where the women are. No, we see you. Ralebona. So you must be included in the leadership of the JMC. Let me also recognize in our midst the CEO of the Black Business Council, Ntate Khanki Mataban. CEO, if you can just stand up so that colleagues can recognize you. Thank you very much. So, colleagues, we are here to give a message of support to JMC, and we want to say, as the Black Business Council, we are quite excited about this development because the voice of the junior mining sector has been missing for quite some time. We had other organizations that we can call your predecessors who've been there, but in recent history, they have gone completely quiet. And so we're quite excited when Fred did indicate to us as the Black Business Council that there is this journey that is being led, especially by the SSC group. And we want to again give our thanks to the chair and the management at SSC for making sure that the resources are available to establish this important organization. So we're quite excited about that, and we look forward to working together with the JMC to make sure that the voice of the junior miners is amplified in the industry. It is absolutely critical that we do that. As much as some of you might be members and active participants in the Minerals Council, there is always room to advocate and to design empowerment and transformation programs that will impact positively on the emerging side of things. And that's where we want to see you being empowered. And of course, we are not going to agree that you must emerge forever. At some point, you must also run big mining firms, big firms that offer goods and services into the mining industry. And we look forward to working together with you, Fred, and the team to making sure that that is realized. We can't have a mining sector that is owned through the JSC and by multinational companies only. We must also have a mining sector that is owned proudly here at home. So we must have more Patrice Mutsipes. We must have more Sakima Kozomas. It is not enough that we have a handful at the top and then we clap hands, no, we are represented, no. We must make sure that the benefits are as broad-based as possible so that as many of us can benefit from this industry, from our own minerals as a country. So we look forward to working together with you and to walking this journey with you. It is apt that you are here at the JSC because when the JSC announced the establishment of the private placements, Fred, we were invited, we came here and we committed to working together with the JSC to make sure that our people can have access to finance using the JSC as a platform. So we look forward to having you list your companies on the JSC private platform. That is absolutely critical because access to finance, especially in your industry, is absolutely essential. There is no way that we can run a successful company in this sector if you don't have access to sufficient capital. So we are excited that the launch happens here. And as we work together with you to form that junior mining fund, Fred, we must partner with the JSC to make sure that more resources financially are made available to make sure that our people prosper. A few challenges, colleagues, which at the BBC we are aware of, and we are going to be relying on you as a JMC for us to address these challenges together. Number one, Zamas, illegal mining. We need to address this problem. We cannot just react to it when there are deaths happening or when there are sinkholes happening, and then they say, no, people are mining underground, and yet we are aware of this problem, but we are not coming up with solutions. So we'll rely on you as industry experts to tell us what posture do we take from a policy perspective as the BBC so that we can address this matter once and for all. Number two, we are, Fred, moving as the BBC to make sure that the Triple B Act becomes mandatory. Most of you might not be aware, but the Triple B Act is not mandatory. It's not. So if you decide to comply with it, you can comply with it. If you decide not to comply with it, it's also your choice, and you will be non-compliant. So when your Triple B certificate comes, you are level 8 non-compliant, and you can still continue to do business as normal in our country. We are saying that must come to an end. Now, that is going to have an impact on the mining charter as well. We all know that the mining charter is placed outside of this Triple B framework. Fred, we must make sure that the mining charter comes in. All other charters are promulgated in line with the Triple B Act. It is only the mining charter that sits outside. And when I don't know why did we allow that to happen. I don't know why did we allow that to happen. So we must address this issue, because when we say the Triple B Act must be mandatory piece of legislation in the country, it means the mining charter must also come in because all other charters are also going to become mandatory when that happens. So this arrangement in the mining sector, we don't understand it. Because this seems to us that it's just a piece of policy that is there and there is no legislative support for it. So let's work together to make sure that the mining charter becomes part and parcel of other charters that are recognized in terms of the BBB Act. So that when we fix the BBB Act at the top to say it must be mandatory, then everything else that falls under it must also be mandatory as well. One of the issues, Fred, that we have looked at, but we have not really gone into it to see how we can jointly resolve it, is this issue of once empowered, always empowered. Very problematic, Queen. Very problematic. Because if the mining charter can go that route and the court can take that decision, it means that in every other sector, established white business can say, no, it's once empowered, always empowered across the board. So we are going to challenge that decision. I think now that the JMC is now established, the number one agenda that we must look at, Fred, is this issue of once empowered, always empowered. Because if we don't address it in the mining sector, it will come in the financial services, it will come in construction, and everywhere else. So let's go and seek clarity here. The minister did not take this on review. For whatever reason, there was an out-of-court settlement. Now, we're not part of that out-of-court settlement ourselves, yet we're beneficiaries. So we must take this issue on. The minister must take this determination on review. It must be reviewed. Because if we don't, then it will apply in all other sectors. Then we have a problem. Then we have a problem. Because then people can just say, no, we've got partners here, front. After they front, they fire the black shareholders, and then after that, it's good times must roll. Once empowered, always empowered. We have a problem with that. Let's be clear, Fred. On set a problem, that's. On set a problem. We must solve it before it gets copied and they paste it in other sectors. We don't agree with it at all. If the issue is the cost, let's address the cost. But we cannot negate ourselves from the principle that says companies operating in the South African economic landscape must empower our people. There must be black shareholders there. They've got to be black shareholders. That is the principle we're moving with. If the concern from the established sector is that, no, this thing is costing us too much, it's okay, let's address the cost. Because that's the problem. I look forward to JMC being very active in what I call socio-economic justice. Social labor plans are there, and I hope that we are going to work together with the communities where mining is happening at CMC to make sure that transformation is a reality and that communities are truly empowered. We can't have a situation where host communities are always complaining that they are not enjoying the benefits of mining, yet mines are operating in their areas. So JMC, I expect it to take a different posture from the Minerals Council and other big mining firms that are operating in our country, but we are not seeing the benefits accruing to the local communities. As you get empowered, members of JMC, as you get empowered, we expect you to also extend the benefit to others. Fred, when you have your own mine, we will clap hands for you. But we also expect you, on the logistics side, let's empower our people. Those who provide goods and services to the mines must also benefit from your own mines. It can't be that when our government has empowered you with a mining license and you are operating a mine, and we look at your service providers, they are still lily white. We must make sure that when you are empowered at the top, you open the value chain to other black people to come in and benefit. Because it is only the owners who can take those decisions to empower others. If I don't own anything, I can't decide where am I procuring from. So we expect you as owners, those of you who are currently owners, those of you who are still going to be owners, who are waiting for your licenses and so on, we expect you to do the right thing. Please empower our people. Let's make sure that those who are supplying diesel are black. Those who are supplying plant are black. That is the only way we are going to transform this economy. We are not going to transform this economy when at the top we are fortunate to be owners, but when we look at our service providers, they're still lily white. We are not going to be able to achieve transformation that way, colleagues. So I look forward to taking on JMC members. I'm going to be a member myself at JMC. I'm going to sit in the council, chairperson. Ke batla ho bona list ya di members so that we can interview members individually. What are you doing to transform others? Those are the questions that the JMC must ask, because that's real transformation. As the owner of the asset, you must make sure that the beneficiary is the benefits are extended to others, and that the benefit does not end with you, and the rest of the money goes back to established Y sector. We can't have that. We are in Parliament tomorrow. From here, myself and the CEO and the leadership of the BBC are heading to Cape Town. We are going to be presenting our own take on the public procurement bill. This is very important because, again, it's relevant to JMC. Those of you who are in coal mining, as an example, you need access to the market. You need to supply hospitals, you need to supply ESCOM, and so on and so forth. The public procurement bill becomes that piece of legislation which is important to support your businesses. So we will, again, as we traverse this journey, look forward to the inputs from JMC as to how we can influence the public procurement bill so that it can open procurement opportunities for you as mining companies and players in this sector. We held the BRICS summit a few weeks back, and we also look forward to you leveraging the partnerships that we have within the BRICS arrangement. We look forward to you exporting what you will be mining to China, to Russia, and all our other BRICS members. As you know, the BRICS has been expanded to include other important economies globally. So we look forward to you taking advantage of that. We don't only go to this BRICS arrangements just to go there and become spectators. We want to benefit. And so we also look forward to you as drivers of mining companies to be around the table and to access those markets where you can export. So colleagues, in short, those are the remarks from ourselves as the Black Business Council. We wish JMC a fruitful journey going forward. And I must just, again, warn those that have raised their hands that it's not going to be an easy journey. There will be huge demands on your time, and we look forward to you being committed to making sure that the JMC is run properly from a governance perspective, and that it does what is expected to be done out of the JMC. So we wish you all the luck. From the BBC, we will remain part and parcel of your journey. And Meneer, now that you have launched, tomorrow the membership application forms will be sent with the invoice, Chairperson. The invoice for membership of the Black Business Council is coming. So let's pay the membership fee so that we can welcome you formally as a member of the Black Business Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very, very much. I don't know if I should just put this here because we have one more speaker. I must say, firstly, thank you for the recognition of the need of more women. Thank you for picking that up in the very beginning of where you know now where I stand. On that remark of empowerment, I would like to humbly just make it clear. The JMC is not an empowerment council. It's a transformation council. It's to change the trajectory of the mining sector for the better. That is what the JMC is. It's not for empowering. We've got enough organizations for empowerment. We've got enough of those, but we don't have enough that stand for transformation, that stand in front of adversity, no matter the cost. Not monetary cost, not fighting the battle, legal battles, not just that, but for the next generation. I stand before you as the next generation. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. A lot of what you've said, I've taken to heart, and I really hope that a lot of you have also taken to heart, especially when it comes to inclusivity. We can't have a value of inclusivity and there's only black men, or there's only white men, or there's only 2% women and the rest are men. No, it's inclusivity of everyone, inclusivity of all types of businesses, what you can bring in, whichever sector that you belong to. So thank you very much. And also with your comment on having just a handful of people at the top needs to stop. If there's something that I have learned, I've got many mentors, obviously one being my father from when I was very young. There is a lack in our country, let alone the mining sector, our country, of when you are going up the ladder, you're supposed to pull up with you. So always look at who are you pulling up with you. So it is not just a handful of people at the top, but there is a group of us. There are groups of us there at the top, because we can. I don't know if you've noticed already, my father and I do tend to have a bit of a humorous dynamic at times. He made a remark about being cost effective, and that is why I am program director. So I just want to make it clear. It's not about being cost effective, it's about being strategic on my part. Because he needs to know that he's only warming up my seat. So, but now I must make it clear, it is not about nepotism. No, it is not about that. It is about the very one who had and started the vision for the legacy, has taught me from changing my diaper what it is for the profit margins, what it must look like. Everything from strategy, I can tell you from when I was in grade 1 and I would really like a toy, I would need to do a presentation as to what is the pros and cons of having that toy. Why do you need that toy? Because I'm paying for your education. Why do you want toys? Why not a book? So the skills that I have already developed, I am the byproduct of Fred Arendse. So the future of SSC Group will just grow further and accelerate even faster, because now we are in a time of transformation. We are in a time of technological advancements rapidly that are growing. And that's why the Junior Mining Council is so vital in this time. So just to humbly have a comeback to your cost-effective comment there. All right, I would really love to just, for closing remarks, just welcome Advocate Thabo Mokoena to make your closing remarks. And then I will close up the program thereafter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Let me take this opportunity to convey my warm greetings to all of you in attendance, and also to acknowledge the presence of the following important organizations and dignitaries. The President of JMC, Mr. Fred Arendse, I would like to really thank you very much for being so very innovative to come up with this kind of an initiative. And also to acknowledge the presence of all the members of JMC in attendance. I think I will not go through all the members, in terms of their names. We have seen all of them on the screen. And also to acknowledge the presence of the Black Business Council, the Deputy President, Poka, and also the CEO, Mr. Matabane. I think you have conveyed your message, and everything that you have articulated in this house is quite clear. Is for this JMC to take that home and to see how do we internalize that. and also to acknowledge the representative of Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and to thank the management. Of course, there is nothing for free, for offering us this venue to have this launch of the JMC. We know that in our midst, we also have various organizations that I would not be able to go through their names, but they usually say all protocol observed. We are really honored that we are here this morning to launch this very important organization. As you might be aware that for anything that you need to do, you need to start somewhere. Now, one Chinese philosopher once said, this is Lao Tzu, that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And so this should serve as an inspiration. It's just one step. And with what Fred presented here, I must say that the attendance is quite fairly good because this is the first, or it's a launch, and we have all relevant stakeholders in attendance. And so this should serve as an inspiration as well for us to take this organization forward. We know that South Africa is very rich with mining, and not just only rich with mining, also rich in terms of technical capabilities. It is estimated that our mineral resource base, it is around 2.5 trillion USDs. And so you can see that we have some centuries to exploit these minerals that we are having. Now, what we have identified as a gap is the participation of the junior miners, hence the Junior Mining Council. Now, with this 2.5 trillion USDs of our mineral resource base, the junior mining sector should be able to benefit. Fred, I like what you said about the collaborative effort with the Minerals Council. There's no competition, but as you know that different sectors, they need to be looked after. Their interests need to be taken into consideration. And so that is precisely the primary objective of this council that has been established. Now, we know that the mining sector at the moment, it is contributing around 8% to the GDP. And when you look at the overall contribution, the indirect contribution of the sector, it can also take it to 18%. Now, with the efforts of this the council, we should be able to make a huge contribution, because we have people that their interests and aspirations have not really been catered for. Whether deliberately or not, it is something else. But of course, as we know that sometimes we become too sectoral in our approach. And so the JMC is going to be biased, or it is biased towards the junior miners. And so that is an area that we are going to make sure that with the work that we have to do as the organization, we will be focusing primarily on those aspects. Now, I'm not going to respond to some of the issues that Mr. Mufokeng raised. As the former DG of DMRE, I think he has raised very important issues that we should be able to create a platform for, those issues to be engaged further. The issue of once empowered, always empowered. I mean, it's a very interesting debate. I remember when I was still in the department, when we were discussing this issue, we pondered, upon many views. One of the views was to say, okay, it is fine. We need to check on how the BEE then exceeded from the transaction. whether it was malafides or it was bona fides and so forth. If it was bona fides, and so which means the company has complied. If it is malafides, it will mean that the company did not comply. But of course, as you have also correctly pointed out, Puga, that the department did not appeal this decision. And the reason for that, it was precisely to say we need to move forward. You see, sometimes there are certain things that you can be locked in courts, fighting for years, and at the same time, no developments are taking place. But this doesn't then stop you from pursuing the matter further. But at that time, that was the decision to say, okay, the court has ruled on the matter, and let's move forward. And as you know, the status of the 2018 mining charter. But we must also say that we have mining companies that are embracing the elements of the mining charter, even though that it is not necessarily compulsory for them to comply with those requirements. Because as you know that the court ruled against the government in regard with the 2018 mining charter. But the elements are there. Some of the companies are still embracing those elements. There are those areas that companies are not embracing. But then I think, colleagues, as we move forward, what is important for all of us, as Fred has indicated, it is for us to be more developmental in our approach. Now, we need to identify challenges and also come up with solutions to those challenges. Not to lament on issues without coming up with possible solutions. I think, without quoting him, I don't want to get myself in trouble. When he started here, he raised the event that he attended, and so he doesn't want to get into that. And so I would also try to restrain myself not to get into that. But what is important now that we must do as the country is to be more developmental oriented in our approach in dealing with challenges that our society is confronted with. And so that's what is important. And now, as I close, because mine was just to give closing remarks and also to thank all the parties that have attended, as I have also acknowledged to you in my opening remarks, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the Junior Mining Council members that are in attendance, and also the directors of JMC, the Black Business Council, the SSC staff members that have also worked very hard for this event to be successful. The mining equipment manufacturers of South Africa, I've seen that they're also here. And also Mary and Roberts. I mean, I think we know Mary and Roberts, they have done quite a lot for our country. They have been here for many years. And also all the dignitaries that are here. And so we also have Mr. Vuslat. I mean, I know that Vuslat is always available, raising his views. And so I think we do appreciate, the way you are engaging in those public platforms. You see, colleagues, it is important that we must allow people to raise issues sharply without any fear. I think we are a democratic country, and whenever there are issues, we should be able to raise those issues. And so, as I've said, that colleagues would like to thank everyone that blessed this occasion. This is a very important moment for us for the launch of JMC, because we still have a long road ahead of us. I would like to thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our program. Just a little remark from myself. The Junior Mining Council is no front. The values, the objectives, it's not a front. It's real. And it's about to challenge many of the issues of the mining sector. Challenge to change them. The JMC is not a promise that is not kept, especially when it comes to value add to its stakeholders. That I can say with complete confidence. I'm going to come back to you, Mr. Arendse, just as I wrap up, because I think I've been quite funny and entertaining. If not, again, Trevor Noah will teach me now later this evening. But I said that my father and I can have quite a humorous relationship, but when it comes to business, I am his biggest problem because I challenge him. So I think that is the best way that he has raised me as his daughter, but as a businesswoman. Because like I said before, I have my own businesses that are not attached to him. Because yes, I have come from him. I've been raised by Fred Arendse. I think more business-wise than anything. At the dinner table, we'll be talking about the statistics of what is happening currently in the markets, what's happening in the economy, rather than how was your day at school, which I appreciate and I value, and I treasure that, because I am the future. And like I had said, I'm only 26 years old, and I'm the byproduct of all of that work, and the work that I put in for myself, for my businesses. So I hope that it won't take 26 years for us to really see the significant change of the Junior Mining Council. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of our program. You are more than welcome to please make your way outside, connect with one another, network with one another. It's a very cliche, but it's very true. Your network becomes your net worth. That is how our capitalist world works. So I thank you so much for your attendance. It is much appreciated on behalf of SSC Group, the JMC, everyone involved. Thank you very much. And we hope to see you soon. And a lot of you, we hope to see that your names are added to the membership list for the Junior Mining Council. Thank you very much.